Hand modeling grew up around pulling slices of pizza and pouring the perfect glass of beer. But the profession has expanded in recent years to include maneuvers such as the all-important cell phone hold and iPod Palm. It's all part of a general boom in gadget advertising that has meant big paydays and endless gigs for people with all-star appendages.
You might not know me, but you probably know my hands. My hands have been everywhere.
Ellen Sirot is a Mount Kisco, New York-based hand model and founder of handperfection.com.
They've been in every print, TV, commercial, editorial, magazines, that you've really seen them so many times. So it's sort of a funny thing, like, you might not know my name or even what I do, but you've seen my hands everywhere. You know, there's always the joke, the agent calls and says, I have a hand job for you. So we get that all the time. And then, have you seen the Seinfeld episode? I get that one every single time.
Your hands.
The 90s comedy brought hand modeling into the public sphere as a laughing matter.
Exquisite.
Yeah?
Extraordinary. Have you ever done any hand modeling?
Hand modeling?
But the job is no joke. In the 1980s, the market for hand models was considered extremely niche, big enough for maybe 10 full-timers. Today, after a decade of tech growth, about 50 people nationwide bring in between a few $100s an hour and $10,000 a day. Many, like Ryan Serhant, just fell into the profession accidentally.
Everyone else wanted to be firefighters and cops. But I took a look at these things and I was like, Mom, you know what? Hand model. No, actually, honestly, this is totally random.
At a shoot for AT&T's latest ad campaign, Ryan's hands are painted by Milanese artist Guido Daniele to depict iconic images from around the world.
I had no idea what hand modeling was, and then you start seeing it everywhere, and you're like, hand model, hand model, hand model. I've turned down acting jobs for hand modeling jobs.
And while the display of digits in digital displays can be lucrative, as with any job, hand modeling comes with its own set of challenges and drawbacks.
I cannot mess up for a second. I cannot forget for a minute that I'm a hand model, because, you know, I can go through my daily life, but everything I'm doing, I take a little extra caution, a little extra time with the cutting, a little extra time, like, oh, you know, just how I'm cleaning or how I'm taking care of the dishes or whatever. Mostly the things that are most detrimental is a paper cut or like a little, you know, bruise or, you know, a little cuticle or something.
I wear gloves when I sleep. You'll go to hand model castings and people will be walking in with gloves and hands raised like this. I just, you know, it's just a little too much for me. The nice thing about hands is that you can, you know, you can be the only hand model in the world and no one will really know. They're indistinguishable.
While many of us may be annoyed by the endless onslaught of new gadget upgrades, 2.0s of this, 3Gs of that, every new version sounds great to a hand model. It usually means new ad campaigns and more work after all. And these folks are always ready to lend a hand.